Okay, I believe we are recording now. So sorry about the delays and the technical difficulties, folks. Good morning. It is Thursday, October 29th. As most of you are aware, we have some exciting weather going on today, so we will jump right into it. The most exciting part of the forecast, and really the only exciting weather, is going to occur today and tonight with what's left of Zeta, which is currently a tropical storm, I believe, still. And that is going to continue to lift east-northeast through Virginia and off of the Delmarva and New England coastlines later this afternoon and evening. There is another area of interesting weather in the tropics down near the Caribbean, but that's not expected to pose any threats to the continental United States at this time. So really just Zeta is all we're worried about in the tropics. And so I copied these slides over from the latest decision support briefing. So this will show here kind of the latest positioning of Zeta and the timing it's expected to move through east out over the Atlantic. We currently have tropical storm warnings out for Forsyth, Davidson, and Guilford counties. There is a high wind warning in effect for the counties east of there through the coastal plain, northern Piedmont, and portions of the Sandhills. And then there is in the southern Piedmont, Sandhills, and southern coastal plain a wind advisory. So bottom line there is it's going to be windy. If you haven't already noticed, we've already been getting reports of trees down and various wind damage reports, several gusts already upwards of 50 to 60 miles per hour out in the Triad. So it's windy. It's going to continue to be windy today. So if you aren't already experiencing that, be prepared for that. This image right here, just to kind of what we're expecting could be the max wind across North Carolina today. So you see we have some winds in excess of potentially 60 miles per hour gusting out in the Triad, upwards of the 50s in the Triangle, and then maybe a little bit less as you get towards the coast, farther away from Zeta itself. Beyond when Zeta moves out, we have a surface low that's going to develop over North Carolina later this evening and overnight. And that's kind of along the cold front that's moving in, and we could see additional showers and thunderstorms develop with that system overnight tonight. That primarily is going to be across the eastern half of North Carolina, and we could see some isolated damaging winds, and there is a non-zero tornado threat as well with that. So definitely want to keep the weather radios on or have some way to get warnings overnight tonight just in case things get exciting. Exactly the timing on that probably is just after or around the time folks will go to bed. So definitely want to keep that in mind for tonight. But beyond that, we get high pressure building in for Saturday, and then Sunday we get another cold front that's expected to move through, and then high pressure building in after that. That cold front on Sunday is largely expected to be dry. There's a slight chance for some showers, but nothing significant, nothing like what they're getting out in the mountains today with Zeta. But primarily the big story there is going to be that it's going to get chilly. And so as we get into early to middle of next week, we may start seeing some frost issues with temperatures dropping into the low to mid 30s a couple of nights, especially as you go part of the Northwest, primarily like the Triad, but frost could be a problem everywhere at some point next week. With the precipitation, like I mentioned before, you can see almost all of that, if not all of that, is going to occur today and tonight. And then it's pretty dry through the rest of the next 7 days, with the exception of potentially a chance for some trace to light amounts on Sunday. As for the severe thunderstorm potential, there is a marginal risk for severe weather across central North Carolina today and tonight, and that is kind of outside of the window of Zeta. It's more with the low and cold front coming in this evening and tonight. So that's where the marginal comes in. And beyond that, again, with no rain expected, high pressure, no severe weather is expected beyond that. And then as we look at the excessive rainfall from Weather Prediction Center, again, really the only story in town is with Zeta, and it's limited to primarily over the mountains, and much of that is actually probably already fallen with Zeta lifting out into Virginia now. So whatever rainfall we get beyond that is going to be with the cold front tonight, and they aren't expecting any excessive rainfall with any of that. And just a quick look at the 8 to 14 day outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center. We have above normal chances for above normal temperatures and below normal precipitation. So as it's cold next week, it signal there for it to potentially warm in the 8 to 14 day outlook. And just summarizing really quick, I'm sorry, this image on the bottom here is an old image. I forgot to replace that. So disregard that image on the bottom there. But basically the main story in town is Zeta, which is lifting into Virginia and will move off the coast this evening. A surface low developing over North Carolina this evening and moving through along with the cold front tonight. And that could produce some severe weather potentially overnight tonight, in addition to the strong gusty winds that we are experiencing right now. So those are the main threats in the next 7 days. Otherwise, just below normal temperatures, another mostly dry cold frontal passage over the weekend, and potential for some frost next week. And with that, I will hold here for any questions, if you have any.
That's fine. Yeah, it's frequent, but see how there's like no ceiling, it's just wind. So
Okay, so yeah, that last image there for the temperatures for this weekend, Doug, you asked that question there. So for this weekend, that image on the bottom there was an old image. I'd forgotten to replace that. So let me just look really quick for you for what the temperatures we're expecting for this weekend. So looks like highs, Saturday is going to be the coldest, where highs in the triangle may not even reach 60 degrees. Sunday warming up a little bit ahead of that next cold front, so reaching into the mid 60s in the triangle for Sunday. Overnight lows are actually going to be the more interesting of the temperatures. And so Sunday night looks like a low in the mid 30s. And then Monday night will be the chilliest across all of central North Carolina, with lows in the low to mid 30s. And so that'll be probably area wide our first chance for some frost. And in the triad, it may actually be Sunday night. It is going to get a little bit chillier up there the night before. So they could see some frost Sunday night, but the best chance area-wide will be on Monday night. Good questions. Anybody else? All right, as always, if you have any questions, this is going to go out in an email with the link to the YouTube video. So if you think of anything later on, please don't hesitate to email us. Otherwise, everybody, good luck, stay safe, and we will see you again here on Monday.